MCP has really exploded past few weeks. If you want to learn what MCP actually is, there are probably a ton of videos and tweets that you can go through already, so I wouldn't dive too deep into that. But today, what I really want to talk about is what kind of startup opportunity I saw with this MCP ecosystem blooming, and also a step-by-step process of how can you build a MCP server from scratch properly and distribute to others. And at extremely high level, MCP basically provides a unified way for your AI agents or AI application to access external systems. As an example, a few weeks ago, I posted this video about how I use all sorts of different MCP in my AI coding workflow that made AI coding agents a lot better. And if you have been building AI, you're probably wondering, how is this MCP different from toolcall, which is something introduced by OpenAI almost 2 years ago. They also allow AI agents and large language models to take actions in external systems, where the key thing here is the standard. Even though large language model can already take actions in real world through function calling, but each one of those large language model provider has different format. Like OpenAI will support a toolcall format looks like this, with name, arguments, and become part of the conversation history, while Claude will have a totally different JSON format. Same for Gemini and Llama. So each one of those large language model provider have different default ways of interacting with external systems, but MCP provide a unified format of how toolcall should be communicated. If we want to draw some analogy, this is somewhat similar to the early days of the internet. There's a protocol called TCP/IP, where before TCP/IP, each company has its own standard about how different devices should communicate each other. Like IBM has their own protocol called SNA, and even Apple has their own thing called Apple Talk. They allow Macintosh-based network to talk to each other. But if you want to build something that integrates across different devices, that means you need to build custom things for every single standard. But with the introduction of standard like TCP/IP, everything became unified, which means if you're a developer, you just need to build once with this protocol standard, and it allows you to build for the whole internet. And this changed the value dramatically. New protocol like World Wide Web, HTTPs all came out and enabled business like Netscape, Yahoo, Google, and internet eventually became where it is now. And this is also part of the reason why I found MCP is so exciting, and we should pay a lot of attention to it, because there will be lots of opportunities and companies to be built around this ecosystem. For example, with a unified protocol like MCP, the entry point for building new AI agent clients like Cursor, Windsurf, Manu becomes lower and lower because you don't need to build all the integrations yourself. You can just connect to existing MCPs. And this kind of draw the analogy in my mind would be similar to iPhone, Windows, or even browser like Netscape that directly interact with the end user. And those AI agent clients will be the main driver of adoption for all sorts of different MCPs. For example, this concept of MCP isn't new. It's introduced almost 6 months ago. But only exploded recently because we finally have killer AI agent use case like Cursor and Windsurf, which is just one type of use case like coding agents. But with more vertical AI agents show up, like sales agents, customer support agents, or even general purpose agents, there will be needs and requirements for different MCP servers. And on the other hand, there are also a lot of opportunities for creating a marketplace for MCPs. There are already existing websites like Llama and Smithry, where they help people to discover what type of MCPs are out there and do a lot of hard work in terms of testing and curating those MCPs. It's kind of similar to how those existing ecosystem has App Store, or early days of Yahoo has index page for people to find the interesting websites. But the most important one is MCP itself. They're kind of like apps in app stores that any iPhone and Android users can go and access to enhance their experience. And even though at the moment MCP is like a wild web where everything seems open source and still quite difficult to use, but there are already companies like 21st Step introduce new products that is the MCP that existing in clients like Cursor, Windsurf, that enhance their coding experience, specialized in helping AI agents to get more context of how to build beautiful UI, and the added gated monetization for those MCPs. So I actually expect a lot of new business to come up that just building MCP and distribute to all sorts of different users and to monetize from that. That's why today I want to show you how can you build a MCP from scratch, so that you can either build MCP for yourself to enhance your own experience, or you can distribute that to others and even try out building a MCP-based business. And the good thing is that it is not hard. It's actually pretty simple and straightforward. I'll take you through an example of how did I build a Figma MCP from scratch and list down those marketplaces like Llama and Smithry. But before I dive into this, if you are launching your own MCP or any type of product, building the product itself just half the work. After the product is built, the next challenge is how to get your product to the market successfully. 9 out of 10 business venture fail, and 10% don't even make the first year. And the key difference here is often how solid your go-to-market strategy is, especially when launching new product types like MCP. That's why I want to introduce you to this free go-to-market playbook for launching new products that made by HubSpot. They interview top experts from successful startups about their best practice process on product launch. It covers step-by-step process of how can you design a launch blueprint between market, product, and distribution channel, and where and how should you go find signals of the market that your product is targeting at, how to craft the perfect market story, and step-by-step process to build your viral tweet. Even including ready-to-use metric dashboard to track your new product launch with real-world insights from go-to-market experts giving you hands-on guidance. I learned a lot from this package, and I highly recommend you go and try out if you're planning to launch a product. I put a link in the description below for you to download for free. Now let's get back to how to build your own MCP. So Anthropic actually provides specific SDK for Python, TypeScript, Java, Kotlin. So you can use the language that you are most familiar with. And for me, I will be using Python SDK. So if you take a look at GitHub here, I will do pip install MCP. So I will open terminal and just do pip install MCP. We can create a new file called testmcp.py. So they provide a class called fastMCP. We can just call this fastMCP class to initiate a new MCP server. With this one, we can just do a decorator mcp.tool and then define a function here. And when writing the function, you can give it description about what does the function do, as well as what kind of inputs does it expect and the output to give large language model more context. And you can save this, and this MCP should already working. We can quickly go to your MCP settings in Cursor. We will right click this file and copy paste. And I will just add a new MCP. Here I'll give a name my MCP, and command will be MCP run and pasting the path here and click add. And after it is running, you can see this my MCP has been added already with the function we defined here. So with this turned on, I can already open the chat and then prompt the cursor agent. Help me calculate my BMI, where I'm 70 kilogram with 173 centimeters height. You can see here it calls the calculate BMI function, pass on these two variables, and then get a result back. So this is how easy it is to actually set up your MCP server. And to practice this further, let's try to build a Figma MCP where you can read your Figma file and also convert your Figma design into high fidelity React page. So first, let's take a look at the Figma API. So Figma actually only have 4 endpoints for you to get data out. One is get file, which will return everything in your specific project file. And get file node allow you to specify a very specific node ID. So in Figma, every single UI components you see here on the left side is a node. And you can actually copy the link to selection. And if you paste the link here, you can see that it also has a node ID that point to that specific frame. So this endpoint will allow you to get a very specific component or page out of Figma file, as well as get image. And get image will return the image screenshot of the mockup. But unfortunately, AI coding agents like Cursor or Windsurf can't really take image response from MCP yet. But with the first 2 endpoints, we can already do a lot of cool stuff. So I will be using this endpoint of get file nodes to return the details of a specific frame. So I'll create a new .env and go to my Figma, click settings, security, and click generate new token, give a name, test, and generate it. So you can copy this token over and paste in here. So I'll go back to our test MCP file and add a few new imports, and I will load the .env and load the Figma API token. First, they create a helper function called fetch Figma nodes, where it will pass on the file key and node ID and calling this endpoint, which is what we see here. And then we will do mcp.tool, create a function called getNode, where we pass on the file key and node ID. And I will add some descriptions here that it is to get specific node from Figma file. And I will also pass on a bit of information about what's the file key and what's the node ID and its format. And then I will define function where our call API endpoint return the response. So we can quickly test out. I'm going to copy the link, paste in here, and extract file key and node ID. So I'll do Python test mcp.py. Cool, and you can see it return a block of JSON of how does that mockup look like. Great, so this function is working, and all we need to do now is just go back to cursor, MCP, and if we refresh a little bit, you can see a new function called getNode is showing up here. And just to test this out, I can add a new agent, and I will just copy the link. And here I have extremely basic mockup. So I'll just right click, copy the link to selection, and go back here. And give prompt implement UI like Figma mockup here in pixel perfect manner in index.html. And you can see it called again node MCP tool, and it returned a whole bunch of information about this UI that we defined in Figma. Then it start creating this HTML page. Cool. So now if we open this web page, you can see this is the page you generated. I kind of get most of the part right, but some part looks a bit off, and you might be wondering why. And the key reason here is because if you look at the response it returned, including a whole bunch of information that is not relevant or very complicated for large language model to understand, like the color is RGBA format, which you can probably communicate in a lot less token. So what we want to do is that we want to clean up the information a little bit more. And this is exactly what I did. So I have a new file called cleannode.py. And in here, I have a whole bunch of helper functions that can help you return more clean information. And I actually got a lot of inspirations from another MCP server created by Graham. But I basically do a whole bunch of cleanup of the information. And I can load those functions from clean node, import transform Figma JSON, and come back here at a clean response equal to this, and return clean response. And go to MCP and refresh again. And now let me try this again. And now you can see the UI looks exactly like the UI we presented in Figma file. So this is how you can build a new MCP from scratch that's running on locally, but you can also distribute to others. The next thing you want to do is probably distribute your awesome MCP server to others. And there are platforms like Llama or Smithry. They're providing existing repository of MCPs for you to distribute to others. So all you need to do is just write down a doc with all the dependencies and README so other people know how to run this. And Cursor is actually pretty good at it. So you can just give a prompt. I have this MCP server implemented. Help me write the required.txt and README. And once it's done, you can upload this project to GitHub and then go back to like Llama. Click on Add Server, give a name, description, as well as your GitHub repo. Once you add that, it will go through a process of reviewing, and if everything passed, then other people will be able to search and install the server directly. And I have already put my Figma MCP on Llama and Smithry, where you can just go and download. And for the Figma MCP, I will continue to improve that. I already added new functionalities like get components so that it can extract all the reusable components in your Figma file, as well as workflow, so it can get the Figma prototype workflow to better understand the user flow. If you have any feedback or question about MCP, feel free to DM me on Twitter, or you can join my AI Builder Cloud community, where I will continue sharing interesting MCP and AI coding workflows that I'm experimenting with, detailed breakdown of some of my favorite MCP that I use day to day, as well as more in-depth course and tutorial about AI coding and building production agents. But most importantly, we have this community of top AI builders who might already experience a problem that you are facing right now as a solopreneur. So you can come and ask any question you have to get support. I have put the link to join the community in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment about what type of MCPs that you are building or you really want others to build. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.